We could hear the artillery impacting the city. It was going right over our heads. We could hear Ukrainian fire from behind us, and we could hear the Russian fire, artillery coming from the other direction. And when we stopped the vans, the artillery was impacting within about 400 meters of us. So I was in the military, and my job was actually in the artillery. And I could kind of feel the intensity, and with my experience with it, I knew how dangerous our situation was. And there was a hill just between us and where the artillery was impacting, and it was the only reason we didn't have shrapnel on us. It was a pretty dangerous situation, but we knew we were there to save people, so we knew it had to happen. And there was a Jeep that was in our group. As many people as they could fit in this Jeep Grand Cherokee at a time, they stuffed them in, drove out as fast as possible while they were under artillery fire the entire time, drove them out, dropped them off at the vans, and they just did as many trips as they needed. And when they went in for the last group of people, the translator, she was in the city just waiting. Every time Steve went back and forth, he dropped her off at the beginning, and she stayed to help these elderly people. They were all elderly, the entire group of 12, and they had all lost their homes. They were living in their neighbors' cellars because they didn't have their houses anymore. They had been completely bombed out. They were gone. They had nothing left, and it just got to the point to where they had to call for help. They wanted to stay, but they just realized it was just too dangerous. They had been under artillery attack from the Russians for too long. They didn't want to risk their lives. But the last trip, Krohn, who's the founder of the organization, he jumped in the Jeep with Steve and went in. It was amazing to see someone who's leading this foundation be willing to put his life on the line and say, I'm not just here to donate my time or just my money. I'm gonna put myself on the line for this, and I'm really here for the right reasons. That right there was one of the biggest moments that made me really truly feel like I want to be part of this foundation and help as much as I can for the rest of my life because of what I saw him do there. The bravery that he had in that moment was amazing. To see what Steve and the Mozart group are doing is it's life-changing. They're literal heroes. They're more than Captain America and Thor and all the Marvel heroes. They're real heroes. And they're doing this day in and day out over there right now in the middle of the war. And it was amazing to be able to be there just for that 24-hour period on the front lines and see what they're doing day to day. It was amazing.